unexpected start. Welcome to the second annual FAM Jam. What a night. Now with this weather, it's not necessarily a night to be inside a dark room, so I'm particularly grateful that you've chosen to spend it with us. To our returning guests, welcome back. To our first-timers, welcome to the FAM Jamily. None of this would be possible without our incredible sponsors. Because of their generosity, every dollar raised tonight goes straight to research, helping us build a brighter future for everyone suffering from hand disorder. Let's hear it for our Cure Champion sponsor, Cigna. Doug's rock-solid employer for over 35 years. Next, our Research Hero sponsors, Lockton and Alliant. Thank you for coming. Two powerhouse local healthcare consulting firms. And our FAM friends, Perch Behavioral Health, Caprock, shout out to Greg Brown, Financial Guru by day, Mimics Drumming Master by night, and the brilliant Michelle Bice, our board member and pharmacy expert. Thank you for having our backs. This year we've got double the fun with two drink sponsors. A huge thanks to real estate maven Paula Holzclaw for keeping the booze, beer, and bubbly flowing. And to Saint Angelus Vineyard for donating all this delicious wine, which I hope makes its way to the table soon. Sorry for the delay on that. Cheers, everybody. And now give it up for Mimics, who you will hear later. These talented musicians are donating their time and skills just for us tonight. And stick around at the end, you'll love it. To my table captains, in-kind donors, and volunteers, you're the backbone of this event. I'd be lost without you. To my dear family and friends, many of who've flown in from all corners of the country, thank you so much. And to Doug, I'm endlessly grateful for the man that you are. I knew we were a great team, and together we could do anything. I just didn't know how hard anything was going to be. Your unwavering commitment, your boundless love, and your fierce protectiveness have kept us strong. Because of you, I can pour my energy into this fight. I love you. And finally to Nash. Nash, someday, your dad and I will need to pass this torch. And I want you to know this. My life's mission is to give you the healthiest and most independent version of Charlotte and Cooper. Now, some of you know our story well, and some of you are hearing it for just the first time tonight. Doug and I are parents to three incredible children. Our oldest, Nash, who you'll meet later, is a healthy, thriving college student. But our second child, Charlotte, has walked a very different path. Though born healthy, she began falling behind developmentally. We knew something was deeply wrong, yet for years she remained undiagnosed. We assumed the odds of having another child with similar challenges were no different than any other families. We were wrong. Our third child, Cooper, followed the same heartbreaking trajectory. In 2019, after grueling, years-long diagnostic odyssey, Charlotte, then 13, and Cooper, then 9, when they were 13 and 9, we finally received an answer. Let me explain what we learned. Each of us carries roughly 20,000 genes, 2 copies of each, one from our mother and one from our father. These genes are the blueprint for who we are, shaping everything from our traits to our health. While most of us have small variations on our genes, They're often harmless because our second full copy compensates. But when both parents carry a variant on the same gene and unknowingly pass it to their children, the consequences can be devastating. This is the heartbreaking truth that changed Charlotte and Cooper's life forever. 6 years ago, Charlotte and Cooper became two of the first in the world to be diagnosed with this rare disorder. As my friend Effie has said, when a rare disease is discovered, there's no wizard behind the curtain that fixes it. Not only is there no wizard, there's typically no government or company that steps in to fix it. The incentives are just not there. It's up to parents to lead this and friends and family to fund it, at least initially. And so I got to work and started this foundation to improve the lives of everyone impacted by FAM disorder. In just a few years, we've built something remarkable, a global force driving groundbreaking research. We've created disease models and developed powerful research tools now being used by scientists worldwide to crack the code of FAM disorder. We've identified existing drugs that can help, and we've launched an ambitious program, a gene therapy program that could transform lives. We've dramatically shortened the diagnostic odyssey for new families and are uniting families across continents. Today, we know 18 families with 21 brave kids fighting the same battle. We've been calling it FAM disorder, named after the affected gene, FAM177A1. This past June, after years of relentless work, the team at Stanford's Undiagnosed Diseases Center, the very team that diagnosed Charlotte and Cooper, finally published their groundbreaking paper. That's it right on the screen. And if you look closely, you'll see Charlotte and Cooper, subjects A and B, front and center. This paper changes everything. It puts FAM disorder on the medical map, helps us identify more patients, and transforms FAM from an unknown condition into an irresistible scientific puzzle. In parallel, our foundation is building the infrastructure for discovery. Now researchers can start asking the right questions. Why is this protein important? How might we restore function? What existing therapies could help? This is how science moves forward, not by accident, but by strategically making our disorder impossible to ignore. And here's something you might not expect. They've given this disorder a new name, officially called FAM177A1 Related Neurodevelopmental Disorder, FRND, friend disorder. Now, if you know Charlotte and Cooper and the other FAM patients, their warmth, their courage, their unstoppable spirit, you'll understand why this name fits. Friend. It's a word full of light, even for something so hard. And now I'd like to introduce you to two of our FAM friends, Emma and Bella. Please watch this video.
My name is Janet Vasquez. I have two children affected with FAM, which are Bella Perez, she is 8 years old, and Emma Perez, she is 6 years old. The biggest symptom I saw from my first child, Bella, was the walking. That has been the greatest obstacle for her because now a lot of the time she has to use a wheelchair. For Emma, my youngest, she has yet to say a word. Their biggest obstacle are their seizures. Recently, Bella started experiencing the convulsing seizures. So we try to keep a schedule. Also, I am monitoring 24/7. Bella cannot be alone. What keeps me going is their determination. I don't want to say like if I regret this current life, because I still love my children dearly. but I wish we had was more outings, more time with family so they can see, just the amazing girls that they are. Hopefully, because of the research, because of the funding, they're able to come up with a cure or maybe something that will alleviate a lot of our children's symptoms.
Now I need to tell you the hard truth about this disorder. It means changing diapers on adult-sized bodies and helping them get dressed every day. It means sleepless nights, soothing them back to bed, only to wake up and do it again. It's wrestling just to brush teeth and to put on special equipment so that they can walk. It's locking doors because they can't be left unsupervised. It's trying to decode rage and pain when they have no words to tell us why. It's watching them hit themselves, helpless to make it stop. It's watching them lose skills they once had. It's missing out on simple outings because the world is not built for them. It's being the quarterback of a fractured medical team juggling siloed specialists and medications that don't work. It's constant vigilance because they can't walk alone and because SUDEP, sudden unexpected death from epilepsy, could take them without warning. And because safety is a luxury we don't know. It's therapies, appointments, and marriages stretched thin. It's siblings who grow up too fast. And it's the terrifying reality that we can't afford to die, because who else would do this? This is FAM disorder, and this is why we fight. But in this fight, we are not just caregivers, we are warriors. And with research, we can rewrite this story. This fight, thankfully, is not one that I am facing alone. I'm honored to be surrounded by an extraordinary team of researchers and clinicians, some of whom are here with us tonight. Your presence is deeply impactful. Thank you. And now, I'm thrilled to welcome one of the brilliant minds guiding this mission. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Mark Frohlich to the stage.
You want to be blinded by science, maybe you can grab me after I've had a few more of those Paula Holzglatt cocktails, and I promise I'll do it justice. Look, what I really just wanted to emphasize, as somebody who spent their career developing therapies for patients, is how incredibly impressed I am with the progress that Jill and this team she's put together have made. Second is what an amazing job Jill has done orchestrating that, pulling together and coordinating people from multiple institutions and organizations to make this happen. And third, how important your contributions are to making this happen, both everything you've donated so far and in the future, and making this all happen. By way of background, Jill reached out to me, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago maybe, to pick my brain a little bit, and I think maybe we were 30 seconds into that conversation when I stopped her and said, "Do you have an advanced scientific degree?" Because she was really rattling off, well, we got the genome of my kid sequenced, and we've identified the gene, and now we're working with the scientists at Yale, where we're trying to understand the function of this gene, and then we hope to develop a phenotypic screen so we can screen these small molecules that have already been in the clinic and shown to be safe, and hopefully then use that to treat the affected children. Now, fast forward to the present day, and I'd say, like, if you had asked me back then, like, what do you think is possible? And I think what Jill has managed to accomplish is probably in the top 1 or 2% of what I realistically thought might be possible. So, you know, there's four different animal models where the gene's been knocked out to try to understand the function. A phenotypic screen was developed. Multiple small molecules were screened. Multiple hits were identified. Charlotte has tried at least one of those drugs already. So that really is amazing progress in a really short period of time. And I think most biotech companies would be envious of the kind of return on that, investment and how fast that really happened. Now, I had the opportunity just a few weeks ago to sit in on one of these scientific advisory boards that Jill pulled together, and it was literally a dozen people with, clinicians, molecular biologists, geneticists, bioinformaticians, and the person who was really, weaving the conversation from one of these domain experts to the next was Jill, and really doing that in a way as good as any chief scientific officer I've seen in industry. So, hats off to Jill. The second part of that meeting that really moved me was that there was just this palpable sense of urgency and immediacy. That in industry, we always try to make sure we're doing that. We try to bring patients in to talk to the company and so forth. But this was just so immediate and so real. And you could really see these, individuals wearing both their scientific hat and their family parent hat, relating to Jill as a fellow parent. And I know I found myself doing the same thing. But, I think that sense of urgency and immediacy, because that empathy for understanding what Jill was trying to do and what, could happen to our children or grandchildren with, potentially faced with a similar thing. The other point I wanted to make is that, obviously this organization was started by Jill and Doug to potentially benefit their children, but as she's already alluded to, I think it's become bigger than that. More children, more families have been identified now that the gene has been sequenced, and they can potentially benefit from these therapies. And moreover, I think it's very important that this is really creating a model for these ultra-orphan diseases and how we develop therapies. And some of you may have heard in the news just recently, University of Pennsylvania, there was a child affected by a genetic disorder, and this team of scientists and clinicians came together to develop this very bespoke genetic therapy to help that baby, and it looks like it was very effective. And so I think that's a great model. Now, that was not a neurologic disease, but in fact, there are some clinical trials ongoing for gene therapy for neurologic diseases. And in fact, those really started by parent-funded initiatives. So I think there's real promise here for this model. And I know that both the FDA and industry alone, insurance, there's a lot of discussion about how do we incentivize individuals to kind of develop these therapies because the current framework, as Jill alluded to, doesn't really provide the right incentives for biotech and pharma to do this. And finally, I just wanted to say how important your contributions are for this, right? So I think Jill's done this amazing job of putting together these people who largely volunteer their time to get academic folks to write grants to help support some of this work. But there just is a lot of this work that simply can't be funded by grants or by donations from individuals. And so that's why the work of this fund foundation to kind of support that work, make possible all those amazing things that have happened already, and then continuing for this really exciting work on a gene therapy possibility will also do that. And finally, I just want to give a shout out to Jill and Doug as just inspirational parents. I think you'll all agree with me. I mean, they're shouldering this incredible responsibility every day, and yet every time you see them, they got a smile on their face. They're asking how your kids are doing. They're texting me from the top of Crystal Mountain to see if I want to take some powder turns with them. They're going down to Hood River to go wing foiling. They're playing tennis. So let's raise our glasses to Jill and Doug. And later, let's all raise our paddles for the FAM Fund. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. For years, we wandered in the dark. No diagnosis, no answers, no community to lean on. But today everything has changed. Now families receive answers faster and they have hope because brilliant minds are working on solutions. I dream of a day when new families receive this diagnosis and they open a menu of real possibilities. A friendly menu, if you will. For starters, a generous serving of community and connection. For the main course, this repurposed drug and that gene therapy. And for dessert, the sweetest sigh of relief imaginable. Tonight, each one of you holds the power to turn this dream into reality. Together, we're not just imagining the future, we're building it one breakthrough at a time. Thanks for coming. Let's make tonight amazing.
Let's hear it once again for the unforgettable, the incredible Jill Hawkins. We are in awe. Please welcome to the stage the dedicated and committed father to Nash, Charlotte, and Cooper. I gotta say, from one special needs dad to another, I think he's remarkable. And he loves it when you call him Big Pappa. Doug Hawkins. All right. So, hello everyone, my name is Doug Hawkins. And for those in the room that did not know my walk-up song, it was Big Pappa by Notorious B.I.G. Some of you may say Notorious Big, but I knew different. But in full transparency, I didn't know the song either. But Jill said, you're walking up to Big Pappa. And I am the Big Pappa of Nash, Charlotte, and Cooper. And I'm also the incredibly lucky husband of who? Yes, Jill Hawkins. So incredible. Are we up there? Yep, incredible. I love this word. I want to talk about some things that are incredible. I think that the work that my beautiful wife has been doing is incredible. I think that the progress that she and her scientific team has made is incredible in such a short period of time. And I absolutely believe that the generosity and continued support of our family and friends, all of you in this room tonight, is absolutely incredible. And we are so eternally grateful for all of you because none of this could happen if it wasn't for you. So thank you very much. And then I think personally about our nuclear family. You know, Jill, myself, Nash, Charlotte, and Cooper. And I think how incredible we are, the love and joy we have for each other. But I also think of the incredible struggle that we deal with each and every single day that you've seen and you will continue to see. But, you know, I also think about the incredible fear of the future and the uncertainty of what we're dealing with here. As we know, we're going to call them patient 1 and 2 of the world. Charlotte's the oldest patient with this disorder. So we have no idea the trajectory. And unfortunately, many of you asked, how is Charlotte and Cooper doing? Typical conversation when we haven't seen each other in a while. And they aren't doing well. Their trajectory is going in the wrong direction. And it really hits home when you look at previous family videos of, you know, what it was back then and what it is now. And so we put together a little montage that will just give you a glimpse into what our life is all about. And so we're going to roll it right now.
Hit the power! Oh, your dad's Viennese dad? Oh, yes. See it. See it.
Put mustard on, Coops? You gonna put mustard on Nash? You putting mustard on Nash? No banana for you.
I think we have a frog here.
Back up.
Okay, go. Go, frog.
Happy birthday, dear Cooper.
Happy birthday to you.
Cooper.
Music toy.
Taking this video of Charlotte walking 2 days before her hamstring lengthening surgery. Cooper's having a seizure. It started in his chair. He had a jolt, like a shock. Oh, there, buddy. There you go, honey. And he got stiff. And hard on his left.
Good Good running.
Where's the finish line? Who's running too?
Wanna run again? Ready? Ready?
Better run. Come on, let's go. We're almost there. You can do it. Your hands are sore? Yeah? We were almost there.
We did it!
Run through the back.
High five! Charlie, can you tap the stop sign? Tap way up. Reach up. Yeah!
This is his first seizure since we got home from the hospital. Oh, we had a nice long seizure-free stretch. No.
Be able to walk. After several days of doing amazingly well, seizure-free.
Wonderful. Over there. Where do you think you're going? Yes, where do you think you're going, mister? Huh? Where are you going? Cooper, can you say ba? Say ba. Say more balls. More balls.
My friends, we have some surprise guests tonight. It's pushing up against their bedtime, but they didn't want to miss connecting with all of you. Please turn your attention to this side of the stage and welcome Cooper Hawkins and Charlotte Hawkins. Nash, it's nice of you to document the moment because this is something you want to forget, and I don't think we'll ever forget it, my friend.
Let's hear it one more time for Charlene Cooper. For those of you that don't know already, even though my face was projected on the massive screen, I'm Charlene Cooper's brother. My siblings are my favorite thing in the entire world. And while they bring me so much joy and love, they also bring me many sleepless nights and anxious days spent worrying about their future and well-being. Ever since I was old enough to understand the reality of my siblings' disorder, my thoughts of their future were filled with dread and worry. I remember as a kid not being able to wrap my mind around how massively small the chances were that they were struck with this disease. In the past years, though, these feelings have started to shift. The anxiety and sadness that used to keep me up at night has been transformed into feelings of hope and courage. And that's all thanks to my badass mother pouring her heart and soul into this foundation every single day to create a better future for my siblings and everyone else impacted by this disorder. Lastly, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming tonight, because you guys are the catalyst for this entire thing. Without you, none of this works, and just by being here, sitting in your chair, you're making a better life for my brother and sister, and many more to come after them. So seriously, I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart.